What's up, y'all? Welcome back. You are tuned into Power 108.9. I am Ebony Emma Pill here with Armand Kadima. And
Yo, don't be giving up my government name. What you
are
doing, man?
Conscious
Hold up.
Intercourse.
No,
Here
we're switching it up today.
Here we go.
My name ain't that what you
Who
just
are
said
you
no
today
more.
then?
Soul Malachite.
Okay, that's who he is today.
Soul Malachite in the building.
All right. Anyway, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Happy Hump Day.
Hump Day. People still say that? Yeah, where you from, man? You're like from another planet or something. Like you from like a different
Who are
dimension.
you today? Like you really are? You like where are you?
Saying,
Come back.
What you mean, Hump Day? Like people still say that? Hump Day?
People still say that.
Watch out.
Happy Hump Day.
This 2023. You wildin'.
I cannot.
Hump Day. Yeah, that sounds like something in a movie or something.
You wildin'. You tripping.
I'm just saying.
You tripping.
You know.
What's up, Soul Malachite? How you feeling?
I'm living a dream.
You living a dream?
I mean, this is it, man. What else can you ask for? You know, the present moment, this
Yes.
opportunity to connect with the world.
Yes, always
You know,
an amazing opportunity.
To be,
Tap in.
to be,
Talk to people.
exactly, to transplant in history, to be immortalized through the web. You know what I'm saying? Because as we're doing this, it's live, it's in the air,
That's
it's
right.
forever.
It's out there. It's forever.
Forever. People in 25, 60 gonna be like, man, y'all ever saw that Conscious Intercourse with Soul Malachite on that? That dude was so dope. You know what I'm saying?
You and all your personalities.
I'm just saying. Conscious Intercourse.
Conscious intercourse.
We intertwine,
Yes.
on a galactic level as we evolve spiritually,
level.
and we, have intercourse frequently,
An exchange of information.
Happy Intercourse Day.
An exchange of information. Yes.
Right.
Penetrating the cerebral cortex.
Wow. Conscious Intercourse.
Consciously.
Penetrating the cerebral cortex. You might have came up with something just now. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, we got a phenomenal guest in the house, in the building.
Yes.
Phenomenal guest, the one and only. Like, I don't even know how to introduce this brother, man. This brother is so multi-talented, so multifaceted,
Fabulous.
such a
Mr. Fabulous himself.
Such a pulverizing personality, you know what I'm saying? Got Steph Suave in the building.
Appreciate it.
Steph Suave.
That was amazing.
Is that his personality today?
I'm just saying, right?
Steph Suave.
Suave, man. Steph Suave in the building.
That's amazing, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
What's good with you, bro?
Welcome.
Nice. That's a good intro. I love that.
You love that?
I love that. That was dope.
When we do our best, man.
I like that.
Yes. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling blessed. Good to be alive. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it of just waking up this morning, to be honest. It's been tough, It's been tough, but it's good to wake up in the morning.
Absolutely. You look refreshed. You look rested and refreshed.
Try it. I was a little tired, but, we hanging in there.
Oh, really? You tired?
Man, why you tired, man? Where you been at, man? What you got going on? They got you so tired, man.
Man, just traveling.
Okay.
Where you been? Where you going?
I've been around the world,
Okay.
and I'm getting started. I just got done with my first part of the tour.
Okay.
I'm currently on tour right now with some of my clients, Stefan Speaks and Dr. Bobby Price.
Okay.
We just knocked out Canada, Montreal, and Toronto.
Okay.
And then we still have July in the UK.
Okay.
We got Manchester, Birmingham, and London.
Okay.
Most definitely.
In October, we have Africa, doing Ghana,
Nice.
Nigeria.
The motherland. Okay.
Beautiful.
And then November, we got the States, a couple cities, New York, LA, Atlanta, Chicago, DC, and all that.
Okay, Stefan Speaks. So he's the big relationship guru, right?
So they say.
Right.
Yeah, I need some advice, man. Tell them to hook me up, man.
Yeah. We all need advice. We all need healing. We all need help.
Still trying to figure this thing out, man. Actually, I've given up on figuring it out. It just is what it is, man.
That's the problem. Everybody's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, live.
Yeah.
You know, live and do your best
Yeah.
with integrity. You know, because it's not a one way. You know,
For
one
everybody.
size fits all kind of thing. So what works for this couple ain't gonna work for the next couple.
I agree with that.
You know, so you're giving all this advice, and it's like this ain't it. But you know, whatever works,
Whatever
right?
works.
Yeah.
Because you know you find people who resonate with what you're saying. You know, so but we all need help in that you know.
Definitely, I agree.
Relationships is a lost art.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
What's
It's
going
tough out here. You know, I'm
It's-
single myself. I'm trying to figure it out myself.
You know,
It ain't easy in the streets out here.
it's not easy at all.
You know, I'm getting older. I want a family, but
You
it ain't
really
easy.
you want a family?
I actually do.
See, you know.
You know, people say I don't know what it is. Do I look like I don't want a family? Look like
I
I'm
mean,
a
you look like you having fun.
no.
you look like-
I've had my
No,
I've had my fun.
you had your fun. You want a family now?
I want a family.
What does that look like for you exactly?
Man,
When you say that, what does that look like for you?
family to me is just finding someone who I could call a partner. Partner can mean so many different things to different people. But to me, a partner just means someone that we are partnership in life. People have partnership in business, but this is life. So we roll together in life.
There you go.
The way I think, the way I operate, the way we eat, the way we live, the way we raise our kids is a partnership.
I like that.
So I want something like that. I also want kids too. You know,
Okay.
I've had a lot of siblings, so I want a big family.
Well, you better.
You know, so yeah, it's time is clear. But here's the thing, though. I'm growing backwards. So I feel like I'm getting younger. I'm
Okay.
getting better looking. I'm getting smarter. So I definitely want someone, of course, who's in the right position. It's hard to
Correct.
find that person nowadays.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've dated a lot. I think I could definitely speak for majority of Atlanta. It's hard out
Wow.
here
Yeah.
Really?
because everybody has something and missing another thing, and you're trying to find the two things at the same time is very tough.
Wow.
Like I'm ready to get married now, but I ain't got no time.
Wow.
So that's the thing. It's like I get married tomorrow, but after the wedding, I gotta keep it moving.
Well, but she can roll with you though.
Hey, you're right.
Right?
You know,
She could be, you know,
that's
she could
the
be,
part. She probably working on her own stuff.
No, but that's what I'm saying. She's got to give up that and be part of, be part of you. So it's almost like you got to find someone within your work, your line of work.
See, that goes back to now.
So there's nobody, within on the entourage or the crew that you.
So let's speak about it. So let's go. That goes back to pretty much talking about what I find attractive in a woman.
Okay.
So what do you find
Oh.
attractive in a woman?
Okay, my non-physical attraction is women that's ambitious. Like you have to be ambitious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I'm not thinking about it more a financial standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you like burgers and you want to flip burgers, go flip some burgers
Okay.
at McDonald's. That's not my problem.
Okay.
You love books, go to the library and read books all day and work there. I don't have a problem with that. But you have to be going after something.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the things that I've lacked dating women. They don't have anything they're going for themselves. They either gonna follow my footsteps or
Okay.
follow maybe their parents' footsteps or follow in the Matrix footsteps, rather than trying to find if it's eyelashes, hair, makeup, selling product. Just do something that you enjoy doing.
Okay.
And I get turned on by that because that's how I am. I'm built that way.
Okay.
Okay.
And so that's one of my non-physical attraction and or what I love in a woman. But there's a few things there and there.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I gotta find a woman that's attractive, of course.
Yeah.
You gotta
Right.
have that sense of fashion. You have to be.
Well,
you know,
to be with you, right?
You gotta
It's
match
the
my
fashion.
swag. You gotta match my swag.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
A woman just patient. A woman of God, of course. You gotta have to believe in some higher power.
Okay. So spiritually
Definitely,
grounded.
definitely spiritual grounded.
Okay.
Family oriented for sure.
Okay.
Gotta have be family oriented. I say confident. I think though someone like myself, you have to be confident.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. But I think if you know your self worth and you know who you are, I don't think it'll be an issue. 'Cause
Okay.
I've had 5-year relationships.
Oh wow. Relationships.
Yeah.
Multitude of them. Oh,
Three-
that have been
three-
5 years long.
Yes.
But you don't even look like you're old enough to have 5-year long relationships,
That's what they
man.
say, you know.
Like I'm just like, yo,
The salt and pepper's in there.
I see it.
This
I'm
dude
like,
been, this
last
dude's
time
been,
I saw you, I didn't see that.
Nah.
You're just embracing it now. You ain't covering
I'm
it up.
definitely embracing
Is that what it is?
Yes. I got a little bit here.
Embrace it.
I'm about 35, man.
35.
Wow.
What?
It's like
35
the
years young.
perfect age to be honest.
It's a great age.
I lived half of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
People
Your
make the same.
expected life, because
Yeah.
you know.
Got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 35, man.
3-5, man.
That's a good
Yeah,
year.
that's a great age.
Yeah,
That's
You know,
a good
you're
year.
it's kind of like it's like the middle ground. Like you still can connect to the younger
Yeah.
people, and you can kind of connect to
Yeah.
the wiser people.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
There you go. You kind of over a lot of the BS, the young BS, and you're ready
Yeah.
to grow up and get on your
And I can
grown
play
man
both
shit.
roles. You know, you introduced me as Steph Suave.
Yeah.
Steph Suave is actually my alter ego.
Okay, now let's get into that.
Alright, so
Your
it's-
alter ego. Let's get into that. Let's clarify who
Alright.
this person is that's in front of us. Right.
So what I've decided to do is that I had so many different personalities.
Okay.
But there was two that was like the main ones. It was Stefan Doval, which is the businessman, the family man, the man, just the man of the man.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we have Steph Suave, which is the party animal, the adventurer, the spontaneous guy that likes to have fun, loves people,
Okay.
loves to party, and they call it, I guess, the ladies' man, if you want to say, or people.
Okay.
I prefer the people's person.
Okay.
People's person. I love
So
that.
those are just
Yeah.
two different names, two different, completely different dialogue, different conversation, different swag.
Correct.
This is suits. This is swag. This is
Okay.
lounges. This is conferences.
Yeah.
It's like completely different people.
Okay. All right.
And I didn't actually create it. It just happens to be that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it just happened to be that way.
So are you kind of over the suave? The Stefan
I think that's in me.
Okay.
I think that's in me. I think it's something that it just came about, and I don't think I can let it go.
Okay.
I think it's a balance. I think in life in general, everything should be a balance.
Absolutely.
I think everybody has, you know, I think everybody, even in the corporate world, they all go in the office in suits, and then 5 o'clock they take that tie off and get a beer on the street, and they start cursing each other out.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but
Yeah.
they don't have a name to represent that. I actually have one,
Okay.
and that's just the only difference. I think we all have that.
Yeah, I think
You know?
so.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Even just in general in relationships, you know.
Yeah.
There's this time where we all very classy and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and then when we go back home, we two different people.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. You know, that's why I'm so Malachite. You know, today. You know,
There you go.
we'll get into that
I like
later.
that.
I'll break it down. You know,
I like that. I like that. I like
what
that.
so Malachite is.
I like that.
But no, that's phenomenal, man. What
Yeah.
would you say, you know, has been like the defining factor into your life that has allowed you to get, you know, achieve the success that you've achieved, to get the clarity of who you are and the confidence to, you know, to be self-aware about, like you said, Steph Suave is who you are. That's your being. Like you said, it's not about getting over it. It's just part of your personality. What are things that contributed to you having that confidence and, you know, to be the man that you are and to be able to move according to what you believe?
Good question. Good question.
Yeah.
It would have to go back into like literally after high school.
Okay.
I think a lot of men grow and become something after a trauma. You have to face something. Black male, cheated on, being broke, whatever it is, you have to go through something.
Okay.
And I went through a really bad breakup. Really bad breakup that just made me feel so insecure. And that breakup led it to being broke. And I was at the lowest point in my life. And I said, man, what the hell is going on? Then I realized that it's part of the process.
Yeah.
So I had to go all the way down to the bottom, like literally being reborn again, just without a
powerful.
mother. Then I'm like, okay, being broke is normal. I thought it was like a curse. It's part of the process.
It's part of the process.
Being cheated on is part of the process. Having bad friends is part of the process. Once I was able to like really take that in, I'm like, you know what? I have to find my own, because I hear all these stories with these millionaires on YouTube and on Instagram about their stories. I'm like, what y'all talking about? So y'all all been broke? All y'all were homeless? And when it happened to me, I said, oh, so this is the road that we have to go through to go to the other side.
Exactly.
And then that's when I realized, I'm like, you know what? I got to find something within myself that does not require money. So I'm like, what is my best asset? What's my most valuable thing without having a dollar? And that's when I was broke. That's when I realized that I don't need to have money to look like I have money. So I used what we called back then trying to look rich. But it was a curse and a gift to me. So I decided to say, okay, you know what? I don't look broke. I still own a suit. So what do I do here? Nobody knows I'm broke besides myself.
Right?
So I decided to look like I did have money.
Okay.
And I was able to go have conversations with certain people and get through certain doors to get money.
Okay.
And that's when I
Fake
realized.
it till you make it,
And that's when I
right?
realized. I love that you stopped. I love that you said that because it's actually not true.
Okay.
I never faked it. Nobody asked me how much money I had. Nobody asked me what kind of type of car I drive. Nobody asked me where I stayed. I used my physical assets. So I knew that I was a well-known speaker. I knew that I had a great sense of humor. And so I used my smile, my charm would get me through the doors. So I used everything that did not require money. So
Okay.
when I would get there, I didn't park in the car nowhere. I didn't have no car.
Okay.
My suit, they don't know how long I had that suit for.
Right.
So I had to just use like what was inside rather than finance.
Okay.
And so that's really what it was. But like I said, this happened a long time ago. And back then, that was a term, fake it till you
Yes.
make it.
Yes.
But I just, we identified what that meant to me.
Okay.
So that's really what happened, man. And,
Okay.
and it just, that's how I began my journey.
Okay, so it's almost like you, not almost, but you essentially tapped into your God-given
Yes.
attributes, right?
Yes.
You know, you're handsome, good-looking man. You know, you're confident. You know, you speak well, like you mentioned. You got swag. You know, so you just was like, yo, I'm gonna put on, you know, this nice suit, go out, and literally, all that I desire will, you know, will come my way.
Because I think a lot of people don't get it. You know, we all beautiful people. We all are.
Yes.
But do you believe it?
There you go.
That's the part I think a lot of people don't get. You know, it's so hard because you might see a very beautiful, attractive woman or a man that think he's fine or whatever, but do you really think he knows that he is? The same thing with a woman. We all go through that phase of insecurities to actually be like, am I actually good looking? Now, this might be a little crazy to most people watching this, but I didn't think I was.
Right? Yeah.
It's-
If some of y'all is crazy
Some of y'all
out there.
might think it's crazy.
It's crazy. But if you actually look at a lot of different people like Chris Brown and Beyonce, they
Yeah.
felt the same way.
Yeah.
So this is actually a common thing. Now, you know, if I was you, if I had your hair, your skin, your beard, no. This is God put this for me, and I didn't know what I had at the moment. And people go through this right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I
Y'all
know
might be
exactly
going
what
through
you
that too. We never know. It's certain things,
Yeah.
but I had to realize, I'm like, you know what? I look good. I have characters about myself that most people don't have. I have
Right.
talents that most people don't have, and that's really put like a invisible wall that I could go through myself and come back in,
Exactly.
which is how I started meeting my clients.
Wow.
That's how the journey really began. I was not afraid anymore to speak to certain people because I had money, because
Wow.
they don't know how much I had.
Correct. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. When you
Yeah.
log into your bank account, that password, not even your mama got it.
That's
So
right.
really,
Nobody
only
knows.
only I know.
Straight up.
So that's how I was like, you know what? You don't know if I got money or not. So if I could talk to him, we can have a conversation.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's really how it led to like me having this confidence to talk to any girl I want,
Correct.
to talk to anybody I felt like I needed to talk to, and that's how the doors of my success started opening up.
No, that's wonderful. I love how you talked about how you had to hit rock bottom
Yeah,
to tap into recognizing that you were so, like, you possess so much potential within yourself, right? But it's like, but that realization didn't come until you were rock bottom, where you had nothing to hold on to, you had
Yeah.
nothing to grasp, but it's like that God within you, or whatever it was, that thing within you, right? Because a lot of times, you know, we have, you know, when we were little, we used to watch cartoons and you'd be the little red guy and the little blue guy on
Yeah.
your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the red guy is like, oh man, you're a nobody, you have nothing, you know what I'm saying? You're broke, you know, you don't look good, you know, all these things, right? But then little blue guy, you know, is like, yo, you know, you're handsome, you're confident, you have the, so you kind of chose to listen to the blue guy, right? And from there, you're able to create yourself out of nothing.
yeah. But you know
Right.
how hard it is because, and I think I'm sure a lot of people go through this. People look at you as if you're not supposed to be broke. I didn't know broke was a complexion, a race,
Right.
or a height, a weight.
Yeah.
You broke. Broke is
Broke.
green. It's money. You ain't got it. You ain't got it.
Exactly.
But the pressure I had because, he looks good or he dresses nice. That don't change nothing.
Correct.
You know, like I remember being broke, right? Like I'll tell you something that nobody really knows. I had to survive. And this is where I tapped into my creativity, right?
Yes.
So I had a really bust down car. You know, it was a car cash that I got. It was actually given to me from my friends. So I would park my car at Walmart's, 24-hour Walmart's, because I wanted to be in a safe environment.
Yeah.
I had enough money to get a membership. So every morning I would go to LA Fitness to take a shower. and I had my clothes in the trunk, so I would change. I would do that very early in the morning, around like 5 in the morning. As soon as the gym opened up, I'm in there. Then I would put on a suit and go to hotels. I would come in and go to elevator, then come right back and then greet the person in the concierge and say, "Hey, I forgot my damn key, man. How you doing this morning, man? Where's breakfast being served?" "Over there." And I would go over there and I would get a plate and walk out. That's how I got breakfast.
Wow.
Then I would go to restaurants in the daytime and order 3-4 plates of things, eat a piece, until I was like, not full, but like enough to where I didn't eat the whole meal. And I would complain. But the way I was dressed, the way I spoke, they're like, "Is there anything we could do?" I said, "You know what? I'm fine. Just get rid of it."
Wow.
And that's how I ate lunch.
Wow.
Wow. This is very,
but-
very genius.
But the thing is, that's the part where I realized, okay, am I a really good liar? Am I a scammer? What am I? And then I realized I'm a creative. I'm a
Yes.
creative. My mind creates so fast that you can ask me any question and my mind is already there. And that's when I'm like, let me apply this to something that I could actually make money from it. And that's when I started applying to myself, like, you know what? What if I become the best talent agent in Atlanta? That's how I started. Nobody actually knows this. I was a talent agent at
Okay.
first. I said, I'm going to get this talent and book you over there and represent you, and I'll get my commission. And it started going
Okay.
Wow.
one after the other. So I had to go through being broke, finding out an asset of mine, a character of mine that
Yes.
without finance and being creative. And to me, I think it was a joke to me in my mind. It was like
Yeah.
it's like a movie. What else? And I think most people who are broke, they rob people,
Exactly. Yeah.
they do violence. I don't think they understand. I don't think the brain really, like, you could go to jail.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, when I was doing that, it was a domi. It's like a domi. It's like it was a rush feeling. But it wasn't rushed for excitement. I need to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had to do what you had to do to, satisfy the hunger.
Yeah.
Those hunger pains. Yeah.
I gotta eat. So
Yeah.
that's really how my creativity started.
Interesting.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is very profound.
This
Yeah.
is the first time live ever speaking about this.
That is
No,
very
that's a great
interesting.
story to share,
Yeah.
because there are people right now in that place that you were,
Oh, yeah.
those years ago, right? And they all need some type of support, some type of advice, some type of guidance to recognize that is actually where greatness is made at your lowest point, right? So you just have to you choose, right? You choose, like I said, I said the blue guy, but I think it was a little white guy, whatever, blue, white, whatever. It's the opposite
Devil
of
and
red,
angel.
right?
Yeah.
It's white and red.
Yeah, exactly.
Blue is the Matrix. All the way blue can.
Yeah, I was
Red
just
or
like
blue
blue. Blue's
pill.
on my, it's like I'm like blue. I'm like the opposite of red, right?
But we know what you
bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
good and evil.
Yeah, so it's like that bottom, that rock bottom is where, greatness, that's where genius is actually discovered and made. That's where the creativity, because to me, creativity is the greatest gift that we have as human beings.
Greatest
Amen.
gift.
Like creating out of nothing,
Nothing.
right? That is everything that we look at in this room, in this world, was created out of nothing, out of some sense of desperation, out of a sense of some type of need,
Yeah.
out of sense of love or hate, whatever it was. It was something that drove someone to say, "Hey, there's a need for this," so I
Yes.
created it.
Yes.
One of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich, talks
Yes.
about how Napoleon Hill talks about, because he went and examined like 20,000 successful people, and he wanted to identify what makes people succeed. And I remember in the book he talked about how from everyone in history that he examined, he said from Jesus to Edison, it's like they all had to hit that rock bottom
Yes.
before they arrived. It's like he said in supreme intelligence, or he called it infinite intelligence. It's like
Wow.
infinite intelligence has a way of making sure that we as human beings first go through this path of hitting rock bottom before we actually can then begin to ascend in life and achieve success.
Interesting.
Right.
So he said that that's what he examined and noticed. So when you said that, I was like, wow, that's very genius. You actually are detailing how all successful people actually have to go through adversity
Yeah.
before they
When
actually
you
succeed.
hit rock bottom, it forces you to look within.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people seek exterior
Yes, great point.
gratifications and so much outside of themselves. When you
That's
hit
true.
rock bottom, all you
Yeah.
have is you.
Yeah.
So you have no choice
Correct.
but to look within.
Nobody.
Yeah.
That's when you start praying. It's like, oh God,
Yeah.
oh God for everything now,
Exactly.
because that's all you have.
Correct.
So
Amen.
you're forced to look within, to
Yeah.
find your genius, to find your creativity. That's the pressure. That's the point.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
it started. And then, it's funny because when I look back at it now and I'm like, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what was going on, how I was
Yeah.
going to make a living. And, I only became a talent agent because I think many people don't even know this too, is that I was a talent myself in high school.
Okay.
I won dance competitions.
Okay.
Okay, you can dance.
I was signed as a model by my sophomore year in high school.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know this.
Okay.
So I was always like, hey, man, you should model, you should dance, you should act, you be a good look. And I'm like, that's what y'all want me to do.
Correct.
Nobody asked what stuff I want to do. And then later on, what happened was, I said to myself, let me become a talent agent to show people what I would do if I was them. That's really how it began. So if I was a dancer, this is how you should do it. If I was an actor, this is how you should do it.
So you pretty much lived through.
I lived through the lens
these
of
other
other acts. I
people.
wanted to look exactly. And that's really when I realized, I'm like, okay, this is not going to work out because I think the economy crashed at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, I'm screwed. They're not booking my clients anymore. I can't make any more money. That's when my entire company changed into like, let me build brands for them. Rather than us reach out to brands to try to reach out to book them,
exactly.
we're going to create our own brands. We're going to convert our followers into customers. And that's when, I guess, God,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to say guess, but something happened. And that's when things just started going all the way back to the top again. So I kind of went from like all the way down
Yeah.
to like every 5 years is a different world for me.
Correct. Yeah.
Completely different world.
It's an evolution, right?
Yeah.
You're evolving. You're
That's right.
consistently changing. You know?
And when I'm watching it, I find it funny. I literally be feeling like I don't smoke, but I feel like I'm high.
Yeah.
For life. I have no idea what's happening with me, my life right now. Just last year, I was, trying to figure out which city I'm gonna go to. Now I'm on a world tour.
Exactly.
You know, I didn't think I'll be representing some of the people I represent. I never thought this in a million years, that I could wake up whenever I want and go to bed whenever I want.
Yeah.
And everybody, defines success their own way.
Exactly.
I don't have to have $1 million. I don't have to have a certain amount of a house or cars. I think success to me is more like, I could literally smile and feel rich.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I can look at
Yeah.
someone and feel good. I give someone an opportunity. I think that's really what helped me realize, I'm like, I'm at peace, man. And I think people are beginning to feel the glow.
That's what success is. Freedom.
Yeah.
Peace to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whenever you want.
Exactly.
That's
So that's
to
how
me
I'm feeling
what
right
success
nowadays.
is.
I'm just a different,
Yeah.
I've been through so much stuff and trauma, and we'll get to it soon.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a beautiful thing to to
Yeah.
recognize that you're at a place where you are happy, you are at peace, like we talked about, right? Because you feel like, you've gotten this perspective that life is just so beautiful, even through all the adversities, all the trauma, all the obstacles. You're like, I'm still grateful. I think it's the gratitude, right? It's it's a state of gratitude where you're just like, man, I'm just thankful to just be able to smile, be able to have something to eat, to be able to just, enjoy and be in the present moment.
Yeah, there's
right?
a quote, one of my favorite quotes that I used to read all the time. It said, life is about finding yourself. I used to love that quote.
Yeah.
Then-
Life is
then-
not about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. Yes.
And I used to love that quote. And then I started realizing how much I hated it.
That's funny. That's one of my favorite quotes as well.
Because like, what do you mean by that? Like people, it sounds good when you say it, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
It's not about finding yourself, about creating yourself.
Correct.
So I get to create. Of course, they mean like creating yourself, who you are, your identity. Like,
Yes.
like I custom myself.
Yeah.
I get
Correct.
to pick what color hair I want. I get to pick what I want to wear, what job I want. You definitely create yourself. But how do you determine what to create?
Right.
What if I want to be a doctor? What if I want to be an actor tomorrow? Like there's so many layers to it.
It is.
There's
Correct.
so many. I mean, there's so much to do. I want to do so
Yeah.
much.
Correct.
How do you determine what it is?
Yeah.
And I think that's the journey of just trying to find your purpose. And I think that's the part that's so challenging for a lot of people, even for myself.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So just I always tell people do it all.
Do it all. Why
Nah,
not?
do it all, because you
Live.
literally have a interesting. We talk about God and the Creator, the source of being, right? It's like, as I mentioned earlier, creativity is the greatest gift, or the greatest attribute that we all possess as human
Right.
beings. So when you talk about that quote, I'm like, yeah, that's what you literally in each moment, because we create every moment. Like literally, we created this. We got together and said, hey, we
gonna
want to
do
sit
this?
down at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and we created this. So literally every day you are creating, whether you are conscious of it or not. You're
Yeah.
creating your reality in
Amen.
every single day.
And it starts with how
Right.
you really started this and it's believing.
Yeah.
Believing
Yeah.
you are already there.
That's
Yeah.
the toughest thing.
Like, okay, it's not like, oh, I aspire to be this. I am that.
Mm.
Like you said, you showed up as exactly who you wanted to be, who you felt like you were. And
Exactly.
then you became that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you show up.
You gotta do that. No
You
other
gotta be.
option.
That's it.
Yeah. Like so that's a beautiful place
Life
to
don't
be
come
at.
with a
You
manual.
know?
Right?
It don't.
It don't.
It don't. That's actually one of my favorite thing I say when I'm dating someone. I don't have a relationship book. So if I'm gonna mess up, hey,
Yeah.
show me the book. They showed me
Yeah.
How are you
How to
supposed
do
to
it
do
right.
this,
Tell me-
right?
I don't have one, so I got to make my own mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I have
That's
to
right.
do things that's not, you know what I mean, be happy with it. I don't even have instructions.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not even mistakes though. It's you creating. You know, you're choosing what you're going to create, right? Because it's like, because one of the things that I been really pondering upon for a lot is like, you know, when we talk about creating a life, like you said, like you have so many options, right, to create whatever you want to create. But how do you actually know what you want to create, right? Because a lot of times, you know, when we are being raised as children, you know, we're taught, oh, be a doctor, you know, be a lawyer. You know, some families force their children to follow a certain path. You know, there's all these glamorous things that are, you know, put in front of us that we're supposed to be. But these are all other people's ideas of who we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to, you know, create.
you know that topic is so strong. Like it's so deep into that.
Exactly,
You know,
right?
you know, being having African parents, yes,
Yes.
it's true. Engineer, doctor, is not much options, right?
No options.
Now let's take it now to the new generation.
Yes.
United States of America.
US of A.
I gotta create a baby with a woman, right?
Yes.
We have a lot of options. Humbly,
You do have a lot of options, right?
you know, it's like we get put in this box that we never chose to be in this box.
Yeah.
And it's so much harder because now it's like, okay, Stefan, you're 35 years old. You should be getting married. You should. Who said that?
Exactly.
Who? No. That little girl, 16. You cannot get pregnant. Oh, who came up with the chart? Because I want to meet them.
Exactly.
I didn't know I was behind. I'm thinking with that. I thought I was the right position right now.
The right place at the right time.
And then the thing is,
yeah.
I've seen people who had babies at 16 struggle living with their moms, going to apartment to apartment, foreclosure, getting in their cars. Like I've seen that,
Yeah.
and I've seen people getting married at a later age and having kids and getting divorced. Right.
Correct.
And of course, shouldn't follow people's journey, but I don't think there's a time frame. You know,
Correct.
I think even my parents. I'm sure they had to see a different type of success to see, like, you know what, he wasn't an attorney, he was not an engineer, but my son's doing well somehow. We don't know how, but he's doing well.
Exactly.
And to me, that's part of life.
Correct.
You know, I might not have a kid. I want kids, but I'm also very selective because I've seen so many things in the world, which is, I think that's the part people forget. I cannot change what I've seen.
Correct.
Right.
I've seen my brother's struggles. I've seen family members losing family members. So I'm like, that is a lot to take in.
It is.
It is a lot to take in.
But yet you're sitting here today and you are still saying that you want
Yeah.
a family.
Yeah.
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 Not necessarily, even hearing what the traditional way is
Yeah.
or this, you still want a wife and
Yes,
children.
Definitely want a wife and kids.
You know?
Definitely want a wife and kids.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening,
Yeah.
pull up.
So that's a beautiful thing, right? Coming from someone who, been on a dating scene, been around beautiful women, you
Yeah.
have all the freedom you want.
Yeah.
But you want a wife.
And that's
children.
just part of healing, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I've been through so much. I should have been like, I don't ever want to talk to and get married to a woman. You know what I'm saying? But I think I had to learn, like, we have to go through this thing where I made mistakes too. You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid of commitment. That's the part that people don't really know. It's not I don't want to find somebody.
Ooh.
I feel like everything I get attached to goes away.
Ooh.
Everything that I grab goes. It's like literally a method now.
and a lot of people can relate to that.
And then I see a lot of quotes people say that's part of life, you know.
Yeah.
You hear for a moment, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
How do you explain? Y'all want me to pretend that something's mine until I'm gone? Because it has to go back to the ground, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely it's like a job don't last, friends don't last, relationships don't last, nothing. Your life, the most valuable thing in the world doesn't last.
Yeah.
So how do you want me to accept something when I know it's gonna leave me?
And if you keep telling yourself that,
But
and
that's
constantly living in fear, because that's what that is. That's fear based. That's
Yeah.
you know, but trauma. It's trauma.
but then it's trauma, it's fear, but it's also it's broken down to because in the business world I don't have that. But then in the personal life I have it.
You saying in the business world you don't
I have
have
no
to
fear.
deal with
I have no fear.
no fear of losing anything.
No, because it's just impossible now. Because I created this thing called relationship equity.
Okay.
It's a word that I came up with.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know about this. It's relationship equity.
Okay.
So basically, what you do is it's not something you purposely do, but you gain a equity within someone. So I can never go broke again. It's
Yeah.
literally impossible.
It's kind of
I
like
like
the
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally impossible because I've built relationships with so many people without even knowing it, that I'm put in a position where I'm a high demand without even knowing.
Look at that.
Yeah.
If I put myself and say I'm looking for a job, I'll have 1,000 people ask me to work for them.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was actually telling my son this the other day. I was like, yo, talking about how important relationships are. And I was like, relationships are pretty much everything. Like, you can have no money in the bank account, be broke flat out. But if you got people that love you, or that respect you, or honor you, you always have a place to sleep, always food to eat, and somebody to give you a hug, right? So
That's right.
we're going to come back on that because that is very profound. We're going to talk about relationship equity.
Let's do it.
I
And
love
after
that.
we take care of some business,
Pay some bills.
take care of some relationship equity. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
We'll be right back. Conscious Intercourse. Intercourse. Say it again. Conscious intercourse. I like saying that.
intercourse. I
Conscious
know you do.
intercourse.
You do.
Right? We consciously intertwine, and accelerate our evolution through Man, transcending conversations.
That's right.
I'm trying to figure out all the big words to use right now.
Yeah, always. Always.
All float
Hey,
together.
you know what I'm saying? Like you say, I'm gonna make it sound smart, right? Like I'm intelligent.
But the
like
words right now is relationship equity.
Relationship
I
equity.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's
That is
powerful.
everything.
Yes. Relationship equity. It's like something that I never knew would be a domino effect for me. It has been crazy. And now I look back at it, it like makes sense. Let me tell you a story. So I was a GM at a restaurant,
Okay.
and a really big restaurant. It was called Purple Rain at the time.
Okay.
I was 22 years old.
Oh wow.
Nobody, exactly. Black man, GM at a restaurant. And I'll tell you the story before that one, but this is the way I met one of my clients, Keith Sweat.
Okay.
So he was at the bar, right? And it was a big event at the time. And I was like, hey, I told the bartender, hey, that's Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
Get him drinks, you know. He's about to close his tab, and the bartender's like, no, you good. He's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, the manager took care of it. Like, who's the manager? I didn't even meet them.
Nobody.
Wow.
So that was perfect timing. So he brings him, you know, the bartender calls me up there. I come say hi, and he's like, yo, they let you manage this place?
Yeah. Right.
You.
Right.
22 black, this is owned by Asians at the time.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, what do you do? I said, you know, I do this. I opened up a club down the street. It was called Bella. I used to run that too. He's like, yo, call me, man. Call me. I called him the next day. Next thing you know, I have Kiss Rody's book, his dating app, and open up a whole nother lounge.
Look at that.
Oh wow.
Just like that.
Okay.
And through that relationship, I met so many different people within that relationship as well. And it's just funny stories, you know. Even when I met Akon at a gas station.
Wow.
Came out the car to pump my gas. He pulls up. I remember it's a white Ferrari. And he walks out. I'm like, you know, hey man, congrats on your success. From an African to another African brother, man. I love what you're doing, man. Keep it up. And I go inside.
Yeah.
I come back outside. He asks me, like, yo, what's your name?
Wow.
Now I didn't plan that. Really.
Yeah.
But I, you know, I ain't gonna take a picture. We good out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, what do you do? I said, I'm a talent agent. He said, hey man, I got a music video tomorrow. You should come by.
Okay.
I said, say less.
Wow.
Just
I
like
walked
that.
up there with 20 beautiful models, all white, all taken care of by me. They ain't get paid for nothing. I walked in there. He said, yo, from now on, anything that I do goes through you.
Wow.
And I got it on video.
Oh wow.
I got it on
up?
video.
Okay.
And, you know, and it's crazy because I'm like, I never thought it would ever happen.
And you said all
Wow.
white. You mean they were in all white?
Yeah, so this
okay,
is
not
a-
all white girls.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, let me refer
Yeah,
that. All,
please.
they were all black women in all white outfits. It was
Gotcha.
actually a very special moment for Akon because this is when he was putting lights in Africa.
Okay.
So the anthem song is called "Shine a Light." It's actually one of the songs I produced for him.
Oh wow.
wow.
Nobody knows this, but it's facts.
Okay.
So
look
that's
at
kind of
that.
like I did not know that having a relationship with someone could lead to certain things.
Yeah.
And even Stefan Speaks, another one of my clients that I met, he had a property 12 years ago, and I rented a room out.
Wow.
He's working on his first book. He didn't want to party with us. He was just doing his own stuff. And later on, when I started working on all these different brands, I said, who can I invite to be in my inner circle that's mature and grown? I remember he's always been mature. So I invited him to Keith Sweat's house one day. And he's like, hey, what you been up to? And I told him what I got going on, my different clients that I've had. And he's like, yo, we should stay in touch. We stayed in touch.
Yeah.
Then a couple years later, I saw him at the mall. He looked at me, looked at him, like, hey, man, you looking for a manager? Like, I'm looking for a client.
Right.
And then bam. All because you didn't have any, you didn't owe nobody no money. You had no beef with nobody. You stayed in touch with people. You followed up. There was people don't understand how much burning a bridge could actually burn your entire life.
Yep.
Because people don't understand that bridge could go all the way to the other side of the world.
So very
Indeed.
true.
It's like burning a bridge on 85 and think you're good. That same 85 takes you all the way to a different state.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
so people think a bridge is like a bridge. No, the bridge could be long.
Correct.
And I think that's what I learned really, really quick. Do not hurt people
Yeah,
because you will get hurt in the back end.
that's
Yeah,
right.
It comes
And-
back to you.
And
yeah.
that's when I'm like, you know what? Relationship equity will be the biggest asset I have that's not finance with people.
That's right. That's right. Most
Man.
valuable currency.
Message.
You know.
That's wisdom right there.
Indeed. Indeed.
Relationships are indeed everything.
Mm-hmm.
How you treat people, and how they perceive you, and think of you when they leave. Your presence.
Exactly.
Ultimately dictate you know, how they'll show up for you in the future.
Yeah.
So that's man.
Yeah, that's
If I,
great.
yeah,
It's
that's
powerful.
that's one lesson that every human being should
Dropping jewels.
Love. Some people look for themselves,
Yeah.
and so I realize that everyone goes through things in life, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault. So you can never hate nobody. You can never really. It's they all going through different things. There's a reason
Exactly.
why I'm the way I am, and if you don't know the backstory, then you will never understand. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like my dad never loved me how I thought he loved me. I never thought he loved me the way I want him to love me. But then after doing some research and talking to my family about his upbringing,
You see
I
why.
understand why.
There you
Yeah.
go.
What he did, he is a king. He did what he could, even though he didn't know how to love, but he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
But then it takes a lot to accept that and to embrace that.
Correct.
And I think that's what made me stronger too.
Yeah.
Because this is all recently, and people always ask me, "How'd you bounce back?" I don't think I bounced back. I think this has always been me.
Exactly.
People that you have to go through this thing. No, it's
Yeah.
you already been through it. Like you have to believe that you're already broke.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna like you.
Yeah.
It's that's what it is. Then when you change it, you never truly change anything. You just have to learn how to move.
Correct.
People are gonna go.
Yeah, just a
Well,
part of
well,
your fabric. It
yeah.
just make up, who you are.
Yeah, keep it pushing.
Just keep it pushing.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's really how I was able to like really see things from different perspectives because I'm like what I've seen and what I understand is not what people can actually relate to.
Correct.
My life has been a roller coaster through the success, through the pain, through the family, but I'm still here breathing. I'm like, okay, so what am I destined for? And to be honest, like when my friends and clients tell me where I'm going, I'm still shocked to what they say. You know, I have my friends, well, multi-millionaires, and they said, "Yo, you're gonna be way more rich than us combined." And I take that as an insult sometimes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro?
Straight up, like what we talking about right now?
Talking about.
Right.
But then
Rich ain't
sometimes
always money though. It's not always money.
it's always the money. But that's what they mean. Like I think that's what they meant. The meaning to say like, "Yo, because I think you can't have it all."
Right.
You know, like you can have good looks and not have a good body.
Yeah.
You have a good body and good looks with no money.
Yeah.
You have a big house, big car, but you're not attractive.
Yeah.
God is not gonna give you everything. You cannot have everything. And whatever you do have, you have to appreciate what you do have.
There you go.
And it's so hard because you want the other thing. Because you see other people with it. And then what they have money, but they want your looks.
Exactly.
It's literally crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody's want what they don't have.
What they don't
Crazy.
have. There you go.
And I think it's also where the devil comes in. Because if you gave me the money that my clients or my friends had 10 years ago,
Yeah.
oh no, it would not be good for me.
Straight up.
I think God literally is a plan. You're not
That's
supposed to have
right.
it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if for them, they couldn't have what I had too.
Exactly.
There you go.
You can't have it all.
Timing.
Imagine Kanye West having early success, all that money Kanye
Oh,
West back
man.
then. You know what he'll turn into?
Straight up.
That's how I feel sometimes. You know, it's too much power.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's part
Trust
of our
the universe.
journeys, right?
Yeah, it's meant. Everything's meant to be a certain way. There's a process to everything.
Everything.
You
That's
know, like
right.
I've always asked myself, I'm like, how do I have all these followers? I know that half of the city. I'm plugged in. There's got to be a reason for this.
Correct.
There's got to be a reason. I just got to be a reason.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I get shocked sometimes at things that I can pull, and I'm like, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be an end goal for this. Am I the next speaker? Am I the next author? Am I the next actor? What am I? And and I actually have to ask myself the question almost every week, because I have no idea what's to come.
Yeah.
You know, I get stopped on the road.
Yeah.
I get, I turn down TV shows.
Oh, wow.
It's bad, man. And
Yeah.
and because I'm not embracing it. You know, and I think that's why I'm actually here today. You know, this is my second podcast.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, congrats.
You know what I'm
There
saying?
it is, right?
You know, I've
Yeah.
been asked to come on podcasts so many times. I always turn them down.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, we're grateful that you're here,
Grateful,
you know?
Yes.
There was no in me,
Okay.
so I'm glad to be here as well, man. This means a lot. This is a great
And you
conversation.
dropping some jewels, but if you could give advice to the young Stefan that didn't have all this wisdom, what would you tell him? Like 19-year-old Stefan. What would you tell him?
That is a good question. I try to make me cry. For
No,
that. It ain't gonna work.
If you could go back in time,
We didn't
right?
do that, but
I would have got closer to my parents. I would have asked questions, because my entire life I realized that I was seeking something I never had. I was always I love women. I love me some women
okay.
because I was seeking love. I had more friends than all my brother's friends combined. I had more friends, but I never had brothers. I never really felt like I had brothers. I think because I felt like our blood and our relationship, that's all we had. I wish I would spend more time with my brothers playing basketball. I wish I would ask my mom more questions, like, where did my last name come from? Why do I look like this? Why? Like, I didn't get a chance to do that because I was keep seeking things outside the household. So if I had got loved and got confirmation at an early age, knowing that, hey, this is where you're from, this is why you are the way you are, this is whatever, I think that would have changed everything about me. Because what I started doing, I started seeking outside love and outside affirmation and acceptance from other people rather than my own family.
Right.
And my family never attended my basketball games. They never attended my football games. They came to one of my restaurants that I managed one time.
Wow.
And it's not their fault. But imagine if I literally have the love from my family and literally, I think that would change the way I operate. Because that's one of the reasons why I think I'm single. I want a woman just like my mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't have the characters of my mom, I don't want that.
And what characters is that, Stefan?
Mom is the most beautiful, kind, loving woman. You know, a woman of patience, a woman of culture. Her whole life is just to dedicate to other people. She has natural hair, natural nails. Just loves to provide and care.
Okay.
I think that character to me is that it's very rare nowadays. But I think that's what I fell in love with.
Okay.
You know, I think a lot of people don't see that from a man's point of view, but that's where my real love came from.
Yeah.
And that's my whole life. And I'm like, I don't want someone, of course, like my mom, but I want someone that's going to have that same character as my mom. And I think nowadays, I don't get to see that a lot. And then my mom is also in a different state. I'm kind of like, okay, now I'm alone. I have no brothers out here. My sister's never around. I'm literally alone. Besides my cousins, I'm literally alone. And so now I'm going back again to that 19-year-old seeking love from my family. That if I already had that love, I could find my own family and create my own brothers and my own little sons and daughters. So I think if I could go back and be more like, hey, get in tune with your family. Because now I'm doing it now. And I'm going to Angelani's graduation.
Correct.
I'm going to Thanksgiving parties.
Okay.
I'm coming to my cousin. I was never like that.
Wow.
Because I didn't know how to love. I was never told I love. Nobody told me they love me. I never got a chance to. Nobody told me I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're not raised that way.
Got you.
So I'm learning to do that now. So I love people now. I love my cousin. I always. It's just something I have to do nowadays because
Gotcha.
I got to start it.
Appreciate what you have in front of you.
Of course.
You know? Yeah, good
That was
message.
deep. That was deep. That was deep.
Yeah.
That was
that's
deep.
real.
Yeah, we're going deep right now. This is
That's real. That's
very
real.
very profound conversation.
intercourse.
Exactly right. I'm like,
Conscious intercourse.
conscious intercourse.
That's
a very
right.
profound intercourse as we talk about life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ups and downs and roller coasters. I wanted to touch back earlier on your fear of commitment. Because you're saying you truly fear commitment because you feel like you don't want to get close to someone that is gonna potentially move on or something's gonna change with that person, right? You say you're not concerned yourself with that on the business side because you get new clients, things change, things rotate, right? But on the personal side, there's like this, fear or concern about getting close to someone, knowing that something may happen.
Yeah.
How do you think you overcome that?
Honestly, I have not.
Yeah,
It's,
but like I said, like how do you think you can overcome it? Like, is that something that you're aiming
To be
to
honest,
overcome, or is that just like recognizing that's just who you are and that's how you're gonna be?
I don't think so. I am because I love people, man.
Yeah.
I love when I'm in a relationship. I literally am proud. I post my girlfriend. I hold her hand. I'm that type of guy. I think that people change.
Yes.
I change. People grow. People become something they're not. And I've been to so many different breakups because people changed.
Exactly.
My last relationship, we changed. We didn't.
Correct.
We grew apart rather together. So I think how to overcome that is something that people really don't know is that I'm always ready to meet my wife.
Okay.
This haircut is not for the show. This outfit is not for the show.
You didn't do this for the show.
This
You
chain,
come
is not
to-
for the, this chain is not for the show.
She's
It's
out there
for
watching.
wifey.
She's out there watching,
I
right?
think a lot of people don't put themselves out there.
Yeah.
I put myself out there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how she looks like. I don't know where she's coming from, but she might be at a gas station. She might be at a grocery store.
Yeah.
But when I walk out here,
Gotta be ready.
I'm open.
Yeah.
My eyes are open. My cologne will hit her nose.
Hey.
Not the
Smile,
cologne hit
something.
the nose.
That's important now.
That aromatherapy.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Is that like, ooh.
Because also what goes back to a lot of women don't know how to flirt. So I have to use certain things to create the woman to open up to me.
Okay.
So that'll be part 2 for that. We have to come back for that one.
We definitely
Yeah,
gonna
most
have to come
definitely.
I
back.
break it down how I date.
It's
No, most
Stefan
definitely. No,
Suave.
this was dope. Be able to have this,
Absolutely.
this dialogue, get to know you a little bit more intimately, right?
Yeah, thank you for opening up and
I appreciate the platform.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in therapy right now.
And I know.
And
It's conscious intercourse,
that's
man.
right. We keep it real on
we're
this
diving in.
platform.
I
you
love
know?
it. I appreciate you guys.
That's right. That's
So
right.
for those that don't know you, those few people out there that
Very
don't
few
know you,
people.
Very
right?
few, a little bit.
Where can they find you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steph Suave on Instagram. That's IMSTPHASUAVE.
Okay.
I am Steph Suave. Instagram, Facebook, it everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Steph
might
on
have to
the
do a matchmaking show.
Oh, not a
We might have
matchmaking
to do a
show.
matchmaking
You might have to bring 2
show.
guests out here and I'll pick the best one. I think so.
That's
Not a
Y'all
matchmaking
heard it
intercourse.
first, right
I'm
here.
down for that. Let's do it.
a conscious connection.
Ooh.
Hey.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Conscious
Hey.
brand. Okay.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Stefan.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much
Appreciate
for
it.
joining
Yeah.
us, and, you know, in this conscious intercourse. And we may have to come back for part 2.
Let's do it.
All right.
Sure.
Appreciate
All right,
you. Much
y'all.
love out
Conscious
there.
Intercourse. See y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Hey.
Man.